Hey guys, I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another Zombies video. Today we're going to be talking about Eddie or RICHTOFEN and the fact that he may very well be dead in Cold War Zombies. There is new content to do with Omega, Requiem, Maxis, the Dark Ether. Today what I want to do in this video is take a look at a certain piece of Maxis intel, because as you've seen by the title, this is very surprising. Anyway, so quickly, just to get you up to speed, Outbreak takes place after Firebase C. We know in the ending cutscene for that map, Samantha was rescued from the Dark Ether, and as of this moment in time, she was taken back to Requiem HQ, where she was placed under medical supervision. And so the audio log that you're about to hear is a conversation between Samantha and Weaver. He's interviewing her, I guess you could say, or just talking to her, while she's having her tests done after being trapped in the Dark Ether for so long.
Weaver.
Hello, Sam.
You look serious.
My colleagues tell me you've not exactly been cooperative. Or forthcoming. Instead, you've been evasive. Obtuse, even.
Ain't that just like me?
This isn't a joke, Sam. I'm worried about you. We all are.
After what I've been through, do you honestly think I'm joking?
Sam.
I thought I'd died and gone to hell. I thought everything and everyone I ever knew was gone forever.
You've been to hell before, though, Sam. We both have. I was never going to leave you there to die.
Like you did the boy.
That's not fair, Sam. That was a different situation. We both did all we could.
But not enough. He's still dead, isn't he?
I can see you're agitated, so I'm gonna let you get some rest. I hope you feel better soon. I don't want to upset you.
Why? Are you worried I'll destroy everything like you think I did at Outpost 25? Weaver!
So as you just heard from that first audio log, this is one of, if not the most interesting radio we've had in Cold War Zombies to date, because from the sounds of it, Eddie is dead. We all know two characters that carried on from our previous Zombies universe to this current one in Cold War were Samantha and Eddie. At the end of Tag der Toten, we saw them walk off together into the light, into the Cold War Zombies universe. So far in the game, we've only seen Samantha, we haven't seen Eddie. We knew he existed, but we didn't know of his whereabouts. And now from this conversation between Maxis and Weaver, from the sounds of it, he's dead. Samantha says to Weaver, I thought I'd died and gone to hell. I thought everything and everyone I ever knew was gone forever. Weaver says back to her, you've been to hell before though, Sam. We both have. I was never going to leave you there to die. And then Samantha replies, like you did the boy? In which Weaver says, that's not fair, Sam. That was a different situation. We both did all we could. Samantha then says, but not enough. He's still dead, isn't he? To which Weaver replies, that's not fair, Sam. That was a different situation. We both did all we could. The last thing Weaver then says to Samantha is, I don't want to upset you, which is when Samantha says, why? Are you worried I'll destroy everything like you think I did at Outpost 25? And then Weaver walks out of the room. So there are two major things we learn here. One, Sam tells us she caused the zombie outbreak at Firebase C, but what's even more surprising is they say the boy is dead. We've heard of Samantha talking about this boy previously. We have her diary entry in which she wrote, sometimes I find it hard to sleep. Even though I look forward to it, when I dream, I see faces. Faces of people I care about, and faces of people that don't care for me. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish between the two, but one face that stands out from all the others, the face of a child, a boy. He is lost, damaged. I want to help him, but somehow I feel that he is dangerous. Dreams are unreliable witnesses, as too am I. Sometimes I find it hard to sleep. So Samantha also mentioned this boy in a diary, how she saw his face in her dreams. This was written after she left the Dark Ether, pretty much at the same point that she's having this conversation with Weaver. And going back to that, well, the boy is dead. At least that's what Samantha's telling us. This boy has to be Eddie. Is that the reason why we haven't seen him yet? Also, when Weaver says to Sam, you've been to hell before though, hell I think referring to the Dark Ether. So he's saying even before Firebase C, you've been to the Dark Ether previously. Again, when was that? Was that the transition from Tag der Toten to Cold War Zombies? Or was that even before that? Because Samantha, I guess, has been to the Dark Ether, or at least she touched it when she was a child. She came into contact with it when she went inside of the MPD. There may have been other instances, but Weaver is telling us that before the events at Firebase C, before she was thrown into the Dark Ether by Dr. Peck, she'd actually been there before. And not only her, but the boy was there as well. And actually, not only the boy, but Weaver was there. And from what I can make out, Weaver rescued Samantha from the Dark Ether the first time, also the second time in Firebase C, but he never rescued the boy. I don't know how much clearer it can be. He literally says, "You've been to hell before though, we both have. I was never going to leave you there to die." Samantha says, "Like you did the boy," and Weaver says, "That's not fair, Sam, that was a different situation. We both did all we could." To which Samantha says, "He's still dead though, isn't he?" So Eddie was in the Dark Ether with Samantha and Weaver. Weaver managed to rescue Samantha, but they never rescued Eddie. So what I'm thinking then is Eddie actually dead, or is Samantha just assuming that? Most people who become trapped in the Dark Ether do die, whether that's to them changing into the undead or some kind of other monster, or them being killed by the creatures in there. But we have heard stories of people who have survived in there for days, months, years. So did Samantha see Eddie die, or is she just assuming that since he's still trapped in the Dark Ether, or that's the last time she saw him? I don't know. I like to think he isn't dead. Just to kill him off like that would be, for me, kind of poor. He's a massive character in zombies, but Samantha says he is, so he might be. And something else that I want to show you that could possibly relate to this is a radio transmission we could find at the beginning of Season 2. It is from Maxis, where she talks about a promise she made and how she wishes she could have kept this person safe.
I don't know how or why, but I am remembering. I was angry before, and I am so sorry. That wasn't me. If it was, it really wasn't who I wanted to be. I made a promise I couldn't keep. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have kept you safe. I didn't. Maybe that anger made me do things I wish I hadn't done. I may regret some, but others I meant to do. He deserves whatever damnation I have brought upon him. I hope he burns in a hell worse than mine.
You just heard her say there, I don't know how or why, but I'm remembering. I was angry before, and I am so sorry. That wasn't me. If it was me, it really wasn't who I wanted to be. I made a promise I couldn't keep. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I wish I could have kept you safe. I didn't. Maybe the anger made me do things I wish I hadn't have done. Is Samantha talking about Eddie? When she says, I made a promise I couldn't keep, and I'm sorry I couldn't have kept you safe, is she talking about this instance of Eddie potentially dying? Because before Firebase C, before she was chucked in the Dark Ether by Dr. Peck, it seems like she couldn't remember anything. There were massive gaps in her memory, pieces of information that were missing. But now that she's re-entered the Dark Ether again, and is in Requiem's hands, she seems to be remembering certain pieces of information. Anyway guys, there we go. Eddie, according to Samantha and Weaver, is dead. There's a little bit of me that is kind of holding on, thinking, this is Treyarch, there must be a twist in here. He's that big of a character. I don't think they just kill him off and then mention it in a piece of intel. Either we'll be learning more about what happened to him later on, or he is still alive and Samantha doesn't know it. In fact, when we do see him again, he could be evil, just like the old Richtofen that we know and love. Or he is dead. Anyway guys, there we go, that is it. That is all I have for you for today's video. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, you know what to do. Drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.